Okay, today I have a mail day and I have an interesting piece of stuff here. If I have a piece of autograph history, I don't understand it, but it's been autographed by somebody, a bunch of people. I haven't investigated the whole thing. What's the value of it? I don't know, but it's kind of an interesting piece. And if I have any problems speaking, I just ate this really Asian hot spicy ramen noodle type stuff there, and my lips are on fire. Kind of reminds me of old Popeye. This one I picked up at that estate sale. Picked him up. He was really dirty. He's half clean now. Still kind of dirty, but I remember him. I think we called him Old Sizzle Lips. You know, when he would get kissed by Olive or something, or I don't know. It just, and then his pipe would, whatever. And then one other thing I wanted to show, this brownie bottle here. Really cool. It looks like, you know, one of the dwarves from Disney. It looks like a little Disney character there. Taste the difference, and it says shake well. So I have no idea, but again, it was a bottle. It probably cost me about $1, I'm guessing. Dividing all the stuff together, that was a good deal. I went back very quickly, and I looked at some ancient, you know, probably Victorian era footstool, but I don't know. I had no idea. And I just said, you know what, I don't know. And she said $10. It needed like a bunch of upholstery or something on the top. I could have just put a flat top and turned it into a little stand or something, small little. And I don't know. I guess I probably should have got it for $10. And I don't want to go back. It's just it's way out in the country. And also, I had to go to the other two sales that I had seen before, and I spent a whole 75 cents at one of them, and the state sales were just picked over, and the other one was just junk. And then there was a garage sale that was more of like a reseller. I don't know exactly. It was right next door, and tons of cars in the one, but the other two sales were just like crickets. Hardly anybody was at those. And again, it was just a lot of picked over stuff. The really cool stuff that I'd found the other day was all damaged. A lot of it was stored away somewhere else, but a lot of it was damaged. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it was there was some really cool vintage, you know, advertising boxes and stuff like that, and they had all been rained on. What a waste. You know, they threw a lot of really cool stuff away. So they were in garbage bags. I don't know why the garbage bags were still there for people kind of to look at. They had parts of the, I don't know, it was different today. And I don't know, the estate sale people, or the lady was at the counter, she was not looking for any, I don't know. I said, well, I did buy this stuff last time. It didn't matter to her, so I don't know. I just didn't have the heart to say, how about $8 or $5? I really wanted to pay $5 for that little footstool. Let's get into the autograph that I came across here. As far as I see, there's none of them in here, but I'll show you what this book is here. This is a Camaro, 1979 Chevrolet Camaro book, so I don't know why this was autographed. I wanted to show the cover later here, but it's got neat pictures in here. This isn't as smelly as some of the other stuff. It's had time to air out a little bit, but I think that's a cool picture there. And we got some other pictures here. It does have a little bit of, you know, issues with it, but there's a kind of a cool picture that's a little kind of off kilter there. But and then we've got a few other ones here. That's a neat one there. And think of the Rockford Files. That's what I think of when he's driving one of these type of vehicles here. I don't know what year he's driving. Probably like a 74 or something like that. I really don't know. But these look really cool. So I think that's kind of, this itself has a little bit of value, and the interior designs and everything. But this is whatever somebody had, because you're not going to be able to see any of this. I have Ron Brewer here. Looking up Ron Brewer, and he was he's still alive, I believe. He was born in '55, and he's a professional basketball player. Now, I came across, I don't know who this is right now. I haven't figured that one right there. But this is Clement Johnson right there, another basketball player. Then I found, I believe this is Larry Steele. And I want to say these are all Portland Trail Blazers from around '79. So somebody went and got the Blazers autographs. Now that's Larry Steele. That's Larry Steele, I believe. But did Larry Steele sign it twice, or did somebody else write Larry Steele on there? It looks like all different signatures, but it almost looks like Larry Steele was gotten twice. So I have no, and then there's a Michael Thompson, it looks like. So I want to say that these are all Portland Trail Blazers from '79. There's another signature here, but it's like in the dark there. It's like TR, or TH or something. I don't know my own, or JR. Maybe it's JR something or other. I forget who JR, what's his name is. But yeah, it looks like JR something or other. If anybody knows it. But like I said, it's weird that Larry Steele has a big signature here. And then it looks like Larry Steele or somebody else very similar to it has autographed again. It's weird. And again, I don't know who this one is, and I don't know that one here is, so I have to look up somewhere around 1979 or 80. Again, why would somebody have this Camaro thing? Maybe that were an event that was happening. They were signing at some sort of, car dealership in Portland. No idea what that was all about there, and that's what they had. So there's no autographs anywhere else on the book here. I'm already at 6 minutes almost. And then I wanted to show you the autographs that came in. One of them is not an autograph, but supposedly I got some, who knows what this is, some sort of offer that expires 12 something, so that's good. Be our guest, and I guess I get enjoy your next breakfast entree and a Chick-fil-A sandwich on us. So that's kind of cool. I think there's a Chick-fil-A near me now. I've never been there. I've been there one, oh man, the skies are just going to open up pretty soon here, and that'll make everybody's day. But there's that one there, so good. Looks like free food if I ever get down to Chick-fil-A. Now, I got some autograph requests that came in. One of them is this one here, kind of a thick envelope here. And that one is from somewhere in Hartford, Connecticut. That's Hartford, Connecticut. Get out of this backdrop here. Then we have one from Tampa, Florida. These are the Betty White stamps I recently got in Fort Myers, Florida. These stamps actually might have gotten me autograph requests quicker. I don't know. But let's see what all we have here. So the first... Yeah, I can hear the rain already. So this one here is an old football. He used a very dead Sharpie there, unfortunately. And his autograph... Mike Sandusky, and he did something else there. So somebody else recently got Mike Sandusky, and that's maybe his jersey number 60. Well, it looks like 67, number 67, but it says 66 there. I really don't know. Maybe that's supposed to be 66, but Mike Sandusky did a good job. Unfortunately, he used a very dead Sharpie, and maybe I didn't prep this very well. I might not have even prepped it at all, thinking that should take. So I don't know. He signs probably a lot of autograph requests. So that's one. I haven't gotten a 59 or whatever that is signed in many years because I didn't know I had anybody, but somebody got him in. Then the Tampa, Florida one here. Oh man, we're almost at 8 minutes. So what do we have here? Hey Henry, nice get at the swap meet. Never know what you might find. Stay safe and enjoy the cards. Marv Foley. So I told him and I got him at a local swap meet 10 minutes before closing time. And I would really like to go back and get more of those if they have them. And I did much better at the swap meet than I did at the sports card show. These were in the 10-cent box. The Pacific Coast League Vancouver Canadians and the Marvis Foley, manager of the Vancouver Canadians. So how cool is that? I have good 90% of the set, I think. I don't think I got it all, but very cool to add 2 of those 89s to my collection. Very happy with those. And then one more, and this is one of my old Aerogram envelopes. I used to get these at the stamp shop for 50% off of the value, so things like this would have only cost me 15 cents. I don't remember, instead of 30 cents. That was a heck of a deal. Sometimes people tape them, sometimes people, lick them. I don't know. But I don't need to save this. It doesn't have a ton of value. They were meant to be used overseas, but I use them domestically and add extra postage, and nobody bothers me with that. So, they didn't keep any of the... So, there's a postcard I sent in the original one. I don't know if that's been cut. No, it's not been cut. It's, so this is, if I can get it out of here, Linda Ruth Tassetti, and I gave her a, so she used everything to protect the cards. So the Chex Spice Hot and Spicy Party Mix keeps coming back time and time again. Nobody wants that. No one. There's a Chex snack barbecue mix. So I might, if Justin ever gets, or my card ever comes back from Justin, then I will maybe throw that in there. And then this was my original card. Thank you for sharing your story. And that's what she said. And Linda Ruth Tosetti has signed this Babe Ruth card that Byron gave me. So that's really cool. If he ever gets another one of these, that is a person you can get very easily. Other people have been getting multiples, but I didn't think of what other Babe Ruth cards I might have. So that's really neat that she signed that one. And it's an Allen and Ginter, which makes it even more special. So I don't remember what story I said, but I said something about Disney movies and stuff like that. I should have talked about the house that Ruth built and my trip to Yankee Stadium. That would have been better, but whatever. I just shared my kind of like a little history of what was going on there. So very, very cool to have that one. I know I'm missing something, but that is pretty much all I wanted to share today. Just seeing all the garbage on YouTube right now, people being called out left and right, and people are calling things scams, and everybody, one guy was complaining that some package was a scam and nothing was getting, and it was Jeff or somebody's complaining about Jeff Wilson. And I said, well, if you want, mystery packs to be fair, then make them yourself. That's what I said. I said, hey, if you want to do something right, do it yourself. Don't whine in the, because this guy was whining about something, and then everybody down said, oh, come on, man, this is ridiculous, People just want something for nothing. It's, they're just tired of, quote, finding nothing. I guess maybe there was a time where they did, and it's not like the old days. I have no idea. But when you find out that your top card is like a manufactured relic, and then you can find it on ComC for like $2, that doesn't make anybody feel very good. But it's not my fault that you don't have a card that would pay for your college education or a down payment on a car or a house. It doesn't work that way. There are no free lunches. And if there is a free lunch, these people are not putting the money into the right spot. They're reinvesting it in a flaky situation. Just think if you're investing in a failing corporation and the stocks don't go up, they go way down. You're toast. So I'll just recap and show you. I got the Sandusky and the Faded Sharpie. I don't know if that's a thing he likes to do. And then there's those. And there is this one. Not a huge mail day, but that's one of the biggest I've had in months. So very cool to have that one there. And again, keep your eyes out for these. You have to fold them up and alter them to get them to work. But they are very cool. I would say just use them for the inside envelope because somebody might think this is an advertisement or something. And also they're a little bit smaller because this is the size of a regular business envelope here, and this is the size of this one. And I was very happy to use these for the inside envelope because a lot of these had really big amounts on it, especially when stamps were 15 cents cheaper or 20 cents cheaper at the time, when they were closer to 50 cents. These things worked really well, so I have, 55, 65, and I overposted it by a little bit much there, so I posted it by like an extra 2 cents or so. Very happy to get everything in. And like I said, the sales were a bust today, but I only spent 75 cents. Most of it's for a friend of mine and a sweatshirt. I need to do probably a little repair too on the pocket, but I kind of like the design. We'll see. I need to get rid of some more clothes. It's just never a fun thing to do, but thank you for watching. Alright, I thought I'd add a little bonus to this video, and I want to share these a long time. And I haven't shared this in a very, very long time, so all of my current subscribers and people that still comment have never seen these before. This is my Beach Boys relic collection, and I have a crazy, crazy huge stack of it. Seeing as, the Beach Boys are not what they once used to be. I wanted to share them in no particular order here. Some of these might be in order. Some of them are duplicate relics, but the duplicate cards, but the relics are not duplicated. So we have Al Jardine right there with a nice relic there. We have another Al Jardine. There's different variants of these, and I have most of them. But every time a Beach Boy passes away, these are going to be more expensive. I think Al Jardine might be the one that I have a TTM out to, and unfortunately, And some of these, this is a really cool one here. This is another Al Jardine, and it's a really unusual relic there. Some of these relics I've seen very, very little. So hopefully, you know, they got in the right cards there. But there's that one there. That's the only one of those I've seen. There's another Jardine, and there's different picture numbers. Some of them are short printed, so you have to be careful there. Another Al Jardine. So I have each one of those different. I think he was the friend and not the relative, if that makes sense. And then we have Bruce Johnston here. So that's really cool there. Different, you know, mostly, you know, Hawaiian shirts and other kind of casual shirts there. There's a Brian Wilson right there. And these are going to go up in huge, huge value. There's another Brian Wilson. It's a black relic there. Again, not knowing exactly what these were cut from. Very cool there. And there's some very unusual ones out there if you do your homework. These were in the dollar. There's another Al Jardine. Then we have Mike Love. And there's, I think, a Mike Love. It's one of those that's a very difficult to find one. There's one that's like, some reason it's a short printed. There's a Brian Wilson right there. Another Brian Wilson with a stripe on there. That's cool. Another Bruce Johnston. And most of Bruce Johnston's stuff is the dark color there. So then we have Bruce Johnston again with the same similar type of relic there. Then we have Mike Love. It's a cool one. And then there's a Mike Love with a dark gray piece there. I don't know what that's from. Then we have a bunch of David Marks here. There's David Marks. That's cool. And again, I think that might be a jeans relic there. I'm not sure. Again, with jeans anymore, there's skinny jeans and thin fabric now. There's another David Marks with the same type of fabric. One of my friends is a huge Beach Boys fan. I gave him one of my extra ones here. There's Al Jardine. We have another Brian Wilson here. That's neat. Just a dark piece of fabric there. This one here is the only one I've seen, so it could have been like a pocket decoration or something. The David Marks there with the multicolors on it. Just a little strip of color, you know, pop of color on his shirt, and I've only seen one of those. And then we have another David Marks here. We have David Marks when he was much, much, much younger, like a teenager. Then we have the same picture but a different fabric on there. So I was collecting all the different variants. I don't remember how many. There's a white one with a little something on there that's cool. That's only one of those I've seen, and there is David Marks. So after the passing of Brian Wilson, no idea what these things are costing anymore. But very, very cool. These were the Panini Beach Boys, and if you care, there's the backs of them, usually using the front of the same card. Concert gear, and it tells you that the selected material is guaranteed by Panini or something like that, by Panini America. It's guaranteed as once was a shirt, I think, is what they're trying to say. It used to be a shirt. So let me know what you think of these, and finally now, thank you for watching.